My name is Collin. I am the executive director at Capital Football Club. I oversee everything that's going on. So from the coaching staff to the fields to the relationship with the board of directors, running the programs, making sure everything goes smoothly. I started playing with Salem United back in the day. Back close to when it was founded, as a little kid, just growing up playing in the recreational program, and then I went on and got into the competitive program and played under some really good coaches, some of our old directors of coaching like Peter Schauler, Ian Buckman. I also got to work with guys like Steve Reese and Joe Wentworth. Played with the Cascade Surge Super Y League team while I was in high school for a couple years, where we traveled around to Canada, Washington, played games there, finished out and moved on. College soccer experience was shorter than I would have liked. I played at Corbin for a year. My freshman year, I was an all-conference player my freshman year, so I did okay, but I ended up having hip surgery after that. I was going to go on and play with the Surge at the time. They had a global player initiative thing that I was going to go do and play soccer professionally in Austria, and so I ended up getting injured and not being able to do that. And so I didn't really know what to do with myself because I'd been playing soccer my entire life. So I decided I'd come back to the club that I grew up at, and when it came to fall, I just decided I figured I'd volunteer, and so I emailed someone at the time, and that's how I kind of got first back involved with the coaching side of it. So when I started, things were a lot different than they are now. I started basically working with the academy program that we had back in the day for our developmental players. There were some rough times in the club at that time, and things weren't going very well. I was then asked to become the director of both the mini soccer at the time and then the developmental side of it all, so I started running the academies for that. I guess I got involved next with I wanted to start coaching on the competitive side, so I got involved with a team, working with a team that they were U10-11 boys, and I was working kind of shadowing Benji Roscoe back then. I saw a need for some more leadership at the club where things were at, and so that's when I stepped into the role of director. One of the things that I really came into this position wanting to do was just bring some stability and sustainability to everything that was going on. I mean, my first goal was just to kind of stabilize and plan for the future. When I became the director, we then partnered with Corver Coaching to help assist in the development of the youngest kids, which Corver's recognized as the world's #1 soccer skills teaching method. And so I think we're just starting to see some of those kids that we were training at the very beginning of that are now entering into our competitive programs. So I mean, we've been able to accomplish a lot in the last several years since that transition happened. Our programs have improved dramatically, and I think that for those that have been through the good and the bad times that have been around the club for a lot longer, they can see that. For the ones that are newer, I think we're still making progress, and I think that maybe the transformation isn't quite as dramatic, but I'm really excited about the direction of the club. I think that we've been able to add a lot more programming. The level of instruction and coaching that we're able to offer to kids at such a young level is very unique, I think, within the state. I think my vision has always been excellence, that we would provide the best soccer experience for every player that comes through here, that we would put no barriers or no limitations on players, but that they would be able to go as far as they want to go with the game. My vision for the future would be that we would be not just another soccer club, or that people would think of us as, they're just another soccer club, but that we would be more than a soccer club, that we would do things differently as far as leading the way with what we're doing as far as player development and coach development, and providing opportunities for both players and coaches and kids that are special and unique. But then also the other ideas of us being more than a club is that we would continue to push into not having any barriers for any kid that wants to play this sport at the highest level, which means expanding our scholarship program, trying to get more community support so that we can provide an excellent experience for where cost isn't really an issue for players to be able to play. I want to see CFC become more than a soccer club for this community. I think that there's so many people that come through here. I mean, we kind of run the numbers. There's over 200,000 people that come here just on weekends alone throughout the year. Soccer brings people together, and I think that this club can be more than that for this city.